Is continuing?
Yes. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
We are live at your Cosmic Connection, and my name is Christina, and this is Leon.
Hello.
Hi, Leon.
Hello.
Thank you so much for agreeing to be interviewed, because I think you are, what you do, it's very high-class, futuristic thing for the society now, but obviously that wisdom and everything, it's very ancient.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I feel about the pyramids and copper in general. So we'll talk about that, but first, you have a lot of you mentioned you have a lot of background in mechanical work,
Mm-hmm.
in wood and metal fabrication, right? So can you please tell us a little more that background and about yourself?
Sure. So it goes way back. I grew up in a family who had a metal machining shop. So I worked there. I literally grew up in the shop. I would come home from school and my father would be working, and this was before OSHA, and you could actually just go in and, no goggles, no anything, and just I used to stand and watch him work for 2 or 3 hours a day until, his shift was up.
How old were you?
Oh, 6, 7.
Oh, okay.
So, and I did that for years. And then it was kind of funny because we actually lived next door to the machine shop. And after work and we punched out, I'd ride home on his shoulders. So it was kind of fun. So that was kind of how I got started in the machining and the metalwork and stuff. Early on with the woodworking, he was an avid woodworker, my father. And I learned a lot from him. We were in 4-H club.
What is that?
It's kind of like I don't want to say, kind of an agricultural thing, but they have all types of different things that you can do, and woodworking and sewing and cooking and things like that.
Oh,
so
cool.
Mine was the woodworking, and so from the time I was 5 years old, I was making things out of wood and taking them to the county fair and getting them judged and everything like that. So that was a fun time. And those things and skills just never left. And as time has gone on, it's those skills you can't find anymore. I mean, people just aren't exposed to those types of things, and there are fewer and fewer people that can actually do this stuff.
Because everything is made in China now, so you don't have to have this.
And everything we just call or just have from Amazon, and it's here the next day. Yeah. And in the real world, that's not the way things happen. Yeah. Especially in what I'm doing now, it's a very hands-on. It's a very individual process, and I have made some pyramids we'll get to later, for specific people, and I'm connecting with those people as I'm making it, and as I'm turning the parts or putting it together, or polishing it or whatever, I'm actually thinking of that person. I'm making something for that individual. It doesn't come out of a factory. It's not all done by machines in that way, and
you're tuning in with their energy, right?
Right. So there's before that even leaves or gets to them, there's this personal connection with that person, and I like that, and I don't think that I would like the idea of having something too mass produced so that I didn't have that connection.
Because it makes it very unique, tailored specifically to that person.
Right.
What you're making, and then you're putting your energy in that energy field while you're creating it, and then you're connecting to theirs, so it's a beautiful synergy and very unique.
It definitely goes two ways. So anyway, that's how I came across those skills to be able to do this. Moving on a little bit, one thing I noticed, like I said, there's not that many people that have the specific skill set to be able to do some of these things. We didn't quite mention yet, but there is a need in today's world for these things, and
you're talking about pyramids.
For the pyramids, right? And they're tools, and I have done that in other things. I'm a piano technician for 42 years.
Okay, that was my next question about the the background, the music, and then piano moving. You said you were doing
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I was trained as a pianist, classical pianist, and my degree is actually in piano performance, classical music.
Oh, wow.
So this whole thing, when I started learning a little bit, about sound baths and sound healing and things like that, it's like, oh, I kind of know about this.
Yeah.
I know about sound and how it affects your inner being and stuff. So that's something I do want to learn more about and get to know.
So you play piano. Do you play any other musical instruments?
I played trumpet when I was growing up in high school and stuff, but piano was my major instrument, and I started out at Cleveland Institute of Music, and then finished my degree at the University of Maryland.
So you're from Ohio originally?
No, Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, okay. You're all
all
over
over
the
the
country.
place.
Okay.
And I do miss Fort Lauderdale, if for nothing else, the ocean.
Yeah.
I just have to be near the water. But anyway, so I had been all over to get my degree, and then after that, I did graduate studies in choral conducting down at the University of Miami.
Wow.
So I was fortunate enough to be in a very, very nice choir in college, and we got to tour Europe, and it was such a moving experience that when I got back, I said, I'd really like to pursue this. And I did. I've been music director in different churches and things like that. But there's something about the choral music and the voice and the breath,
right?
That and the community, when you get a choir together of different people, and it's the same thing in anything. It's not just an individual. It's when you get a group of people doing whatever. I mean, there's the energy that people pass on.
Right, and it amplifies because you're singing the same song, and it's just everyone is on the same page, so to speak, when you're there. And also when you're singing, you're getting out of your right brain, logic, analytical mind, and then you're just tapping it more in your heart and your soul. And you don't think about who you are when you're singing, you know what I mean? So that's very beautiful.
And it's definitely a collective when you sing in the cathedrals in Europe, some of the music, from the 16th century that was written to be sung in those cathedrals, it's just absolutely magical.
And then cathedrals, the way they're built, there's a lot of sacred geometry involved as well. And then the way the sound travels. Also, they have the stained glass windows with the, again, sacred geometry in it. And I've seen the videos where if you, let's say, the round windows and they have this specific geometry in it, when you play certain sounds and you connect it to the water produces the same shapes, sacred geometry. So basically, those cathedrals were like a healing places. Later, they were turned into like religious and church stuff, but it was a healing place for people to come in because through the sound travels through the water, it programs the water, and we consist like 75% of water or something. So it literally heals ourselves through the sound and stuff. But then, religion came along and started changing things.
It's a moving experience, anyway.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the musical background for me.
Awesome. And then so we talked about the music, and then you also mentioned that you have a aviation background.
Yeah.
Right. And how these skills, can you talk about the aviation background and also how those skills in aviation contributed later for you to start building the copper pyramids? Because I feel like everything is connected. It's not just.
That's definitely connected. All of these little pieces fit together to the point of now. And without one, it wouldn't happen.
Right.
So since I was like 5 years old when I first took my first flight with a friend that lived down the street. We had a Piper Cub, and we actually he flew it out of his pasture, his cow pasture. So that was quite an experience. But from then on, I was just absolutely hooked.
Mm-hmm.
I would walk, when I was a little kid, it was about 1.5 miles down the road to get to the barn where he had his airplane. And I would walk all that way just to stand there and look at the airplane. I mean, it was just captivating for me. So that never left. And the day after I graduated high school, I went to the local airport and signed up for flying lessons. And, at the time I was working in our family machine shop, and I think it was $2.65 an hour back then. So, but it was enough. Spent all that money on flight lessons, and then I got my private pilot's license. Past that, after I had been married and had a couple of kids and stuff, I revisited that. I was trying to actually shift from piano technician work into aviation. And so I got my instrument rating and my multi-engine rating and CFI, Certified Flight Instructor certificate, and everything like that. So anybody wants to learn to fly, I can help them there too.
Oh, so do you fly
Oh, yeah,
still?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so it's just been a lifelong process. And once you're hooked, you're just always a pilot.
Yeah. It's kind of like surfers too, when they're in the ocean, they cannot be unhooked.
Right. So what's interesting is that led me to some aerobatics, and that led me into, well, I need an airplane. So it's actually 14 years ago I started building an airplane, and this last year it actually was certified by the FAA. So now I have my own airplane that I built.
Amazing.
That I can hopefully compete in some aerobatic competitions.
Wow.
So that was
the
goal.
Like how many people can fit?
It's just a two-passenger tandem, but it's fully aerobatic, so it'll be fun.
Wow.
So if you look, we'll see later at the copper top on the pyramids. It's actually made out of 2 pieces of flat copper that's bent, and then it's put together. And if you see the mechanical, how it's hooked together mechanically, it's with these little tiny rivets, and it's the exact same rivets that I used to build my airplane. So all of a sudden, it's like 12,000 times I pounded those rivets to get them to go. So now when it comes to putting them together, the pyramid tops, it's easy.
Right.
And that's something that who would have thought that I would be using like aviation rivets to put these copper pyramids together.
Seems like all your life you were prepared to build the pyramids.
Yeah.
Have experience with the sound, with air, with the mechanical work, with woodwork. It's all tied together.
And that's what I was saying. It's like if one of the pieces were missing, it wouldn't happen. So why did this happen in life? Well, it was all leading up. I feel in one sense, it was all leading up to this, to be able to do that. And sure, I could have somebody else do this and somebody else do that, but it's that personal thing. I make this for you.
Right. So when did you start, or when did you have the idea coming to build the pyramids? How was the whole thing was born?
I told somebody else here, I said, when it comes to inspiration and why you do something, I said, there's always a woman involved. So in a past relationship with someone who was a Reiki practitioner, she had set up in her house, a meditation room, and she had a pyramid in there, and she liked meditating in the pyramid.
Kind of like similar what you're making? That kind of pyramid? Different.
No. It was just permanent. Not permanent, but it was set in the room, and you couldn't move it, you couldn't do anything, and it was always falling apart and failing. And so the challenge was to make a pyramid that stays together. And then we were always outdoors and hiking and things like that. So it was important that the pyramid be able to be moved. So how do you do that? So here's, with the aviation also, this was back in Ohio, and I was working on my airplane, and there's all kinds of engineers there. they're just aeronautical engineers and stuff. And one of them helped me with the little inserts that holds the copper tubes together. And we were 3D printing and doing some research back and forth and stuff like that. So it's odd, not odd, but there was aeronautical engineers that were actually working on this to draw it out and do some testing and research. Yeah. So that was some of the people that were helping me. So it, like I said, it all ties together.
Right.
And at the end of the day, the aluminum parts and stuff that holds the pyramid together, I finally changed designs and went from bungee cords, which I found just didn't hold up and were failing all the time or being cut or something like that, to this other system that I have with aluminum inserts and springs and stuff. So was my engineering input to it. So it's gone through 4 or 5 different iterations until it's gotten to this point that I feel comfortable in getting it out there, and so far there haven't been any issues with it. Right. So there's a little learning curve just being able to put it together. We can go over that a little later, but so far it's tried and true, and people enjoy it.
And then how long it took you from the initial thought of building the pyramids or the lady's pyramid who was falling apart till what you have now?
About 3 years.
3 years? Oh, that's it. Oh.
Yeah. So that is quite a long time because there's not that many mechanical parts to it. So in one sense, it took a long time because of just different versions of it. But at the end of the day, that's not that long.
Okay. And then in terms of the copper, why did you choose copper instead of aluminum or any other metal or plastic?
For the healing benefits of it. And it's generally accepted, that copper is how do you want to say it? Enhances the vibrational. There's the vibrational
the energy conductor,
the energy,
right?
Right. And so that's really why. I didn't really come up with the idea. I mean, I'm taking what I see and just modifying it and kind of making it my own. But there seemed to be a thing that people wanted that.
They used back in old days. They used copper in a lot of different applications. For like killing bacteria in the water to conducting energy and all different things.
So that's tried and true. I don't have to sell that. I don't have to prove that at all. So that's easy.
And then
the pyramid itself, with the geometry.
Right.
So it's.
Can you talk a little more about the sacred geometry of the pyramid shape and how it plays? Because so we have the physical pyramid, and then when people go sit inside to amplify the energy and have healing experience, like mechanics of the energy flow, I guess.
So here's my shortcoming. Everybody has their forte, and I came to this late, and I don't know all that much how it works. I'm kind of the facilitator in creating something to help those, and I'm actually relying on others to help me to explain that. And that's when I came to the Cosmic Connection. I like to eat at Randy's the restaurant right next door.
Right there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And having breakfast and looking over and seeing this Cosmic Connection, and I'm like, I got to go check that out.
You got cosmically connected.
I got cosmically connected, and it was one of those things, you drive by and, no, should I go in there? No, I shouldn't. And I didn't really feel that comfortable just walking in. And the first time I came around was for the summer, the summer festival that they had here. And I met a few people, and that was the first time that I had met anybody here.
Mm.
And I felt comfortable enough to sign up for Abby's yoga,
Mm-hmm.
and came to that. And afterwards, I asked if I could show them pyramids because I had talked about them,
Mm-hmm.
at the fair. And I came in and set it up, and it was like really, really eye opening because there was definitely an interest in that. People stayed for about an hour and a half afterwards, and everybody wanted to sit in the pyramid. Everybody wanted to experience it, and it was overwhelming.
Because that's the like right away. That's the proof that they're actually working. Because you can feel it when you sit there. You immediately feel the energy change. You feel that safe cocoon, and here it is. Maybe you don't even need to know anything about pyramids and copper, but when you go there, that's like here.
And we were saying about, I don't really know all of how it all works, but I know from personal experience, just sit in it for 2 minutes, and all of a sudden you feel it. Getting back to that first time, Debbie started talking to me, about the pyramid and everything, and she was saying how thankful she was that I came in and was sharing that because it's so needed, and it was just this series of events and stuff that just made me feel that this was the place that this needed to be now, and there were people here that were going to help me,
right?
And that's why I can say that it kind of started back here. Before it was all in the background and it was never really out there. So this is the first place that it was out.
I feel like also because everyone is waking up on a collective level as well, and sometimes it's that divine timing when, let's say, if you would present your pyramids even like 2 years ago, not a lot of people would be in the receptive mode. But because everyone start waking up and they start understanding more universal truth, the energy, and we're not just physical body, more layers, chakras, all that stuff. Then when they see a pyramid, I feel like your soul know exactly where you come from. As a human experience, when we incarnated, we go through the basically blackout, right? You don't remember where you come from, just to have this human experience in a 3D world and have this illusion of separation and living as your individual identity and personality. But when we start waking up, then we start remembering where we're coming from on the bigger, broader level, connecting to your higher self, and just kind of like feeling that this is not it, as we were taught. That's the physical, and that's it. So the wisdom and knowledge, I feel like it does come from the remembrance. It comes from people's souls, and it's there. And when you start, that's the awakening process. You start waking up, you start recalling those memories, and maybe they're not vivid as, oh, I was in part of Atlantis and I was doing blah blah blah, but it's just that feeling, that inner knowing. And sometimes you don't know where it's coming from, you don't know what it means, but you just, in your heart, you feel that's the truth. And I feel like people are waking up more to that truth, and then finding these tools now. They're more receptive. They're like, oh, actually I can work with my energy field and sit in a pyramid instead of popping a pill. Because it's the consciousness is expanding on a collective level, which is awesome.
And everybody has to be ready for it.
Yes.
And for some reason, a lot of my life I've just been here and there and so busy doing things is that I haven't taken time for this. And now it's my time in a lot of different ways, not only just for the pyramids, but for me to take time to experience some of these other things and find out that other part that I really haven't explored, but I'm missing. I know that something's there, and I just need to go back and find me. I don't know.
Well, now when you're talking, you were speaking of vibration and frequency. The sound, each word, that's why they say words are spells, in a sense, because everything you put out in the ethers, in a quantum field, you are igniting that energy for the manifestation. So now you're ready to call in, you want to find out more where you're coming from, who you are. You're like literally you're coding the field around you with the sound, and then serendipity start happening and things start coming to you, and then you sift and sort, and you're like, oh, this resonates, this maybe I'm not ready for it, this one is me, you just play around with that. I noticed like last between 4 and 6 months, things are manifesting much faster than like a couple years ago, because again the collective energy is rising. We have a lot of help from our cosmic family too, all the ETs, and they're blasting Earth with high frequencies, and it's just like it's waking up the humanity. And next thing you know, everyone wants to have a pyramid in their house.
I said we got to catch that, right?
Yeah. So, and then on the pyramid, there are Reiki symbols.
Correct.
Can you talk about those a little bit?
That was because that was because of Kim being a Reiki practitioner, and she wanted that. Then there were also some variations of just having different stones and things on the pyramid, but the Reiki symbols seemed to mean more and to have more effect than just having a plain copper pyramid, especially for the people that are into that. And then the symbols are actually cut through the copper so that you can see right through it. And if you look on the website, in the company or whatever is called Rise Pyramids, you'll see that the copper top with the light in it in a small room like this dimly lit, becomes a projector, and so that the symbols just kind of swirl in the room.
Oh, it's the one device that you have the base with the stones.
So if you put that on a turntable, and then turn a light on, and if it's dimly lit, it's a really cool effect. So, and there's a couple little videos on the website. You can check that out. But.
So if people are interested in your pyramid, then they can find all the information on your website?
Yeah, the website's always in process and stuff,
like
and
that.
it's one of those things that at the moment I'm having to do. So it's not very sophisticated or anything like that. But there's some information on the pyramids in general, and the copper, and things like that. So.
And what is your website?
It's risepyramids.co. Not com, .co. Rise Pyramids.
And if people are interested to purchase a pyramid, they can just contact you instead of there's no online.
There's not a click and whatever.
Okay.
Like I said, we're going back to that. There's a personal connection there that for now, I would really like to maintain.
So you would be, let's say someone is interested to get the pyramid. There are no pyramids that are ready for purchase, right? You would build a custom based on their energy.
Right. So I have all the components and all the parts and stuff like that, and then I would assemble it for them.
How long it would take?
Then also, when you polish the copper and I call it seal it. It's a microcrystalline wax that you put on it to help keep the oxygen away so it doesn't
erode.
Yeah, but it doesn't. It stays nice and shiny longer. So,
and how long would it take? Let's say, from someone comes and be like, "Hey,
just a week."
A week.
Yeah.
And would you discuss in terms of their needs and wants in using the pyramid? Meaning, like energetically, someone is like, "Oh, I'm stuck in something," and you're tuning in with that energy and building.
So, like I said, I'm the facilitator to make the tool, and I'm kind of relying on someone else's people to help them in that journey.
Okay.
So that's not me. I can't be that one-on-one with that person.
Right.
I can give you the tools so
Okay.
that with your practitioner you can have that.
So you're
And
kind of
the idea that it's mobile,
yeah,
and just stays in your car or wherever you want it to do is perfect for the practitioner that goes from here to here to here to here. Show up in somebody's house, and then you said, oh, it's already up. It's about 30 seconds. It's
right.
assembled.
We'll
and you can be
demonstrate
using it.
later for the
Right.
viewers. We'll demonstrate later, but it folds really nicely, and you put it in the bag. It looks like almost like a foldable tent or
Yeah,
chair.
like a chair.
And then you have a strap, and you take it whatever you want.
And the idea is that for me to meditate and sit in the pyramid, I like to be outside. For a lot of different reasons, but I just love the outdoors for one. When you're on the ground and the pyramid's on the ground, you are grounded.
Yeah.
Okay, there's nothing between you and Mother Earth. And there's something that just feeling the breeze, having the air around you, hearing the birds, hearing this, hearing that, and it adds, in my view, so much more to the experience of being one with the earth.
Yes, and I mean copper comes from the earth, so it's like right there. There's no plastic in between. There's no rubber shoe soles and all this polyester crap that we have. So
so it does definitely connect you.
Okay, and then kind of talked about the geometry, energy amplification, and then so the next question is, what is the function of the pyramid? Amplify the energy, right?
Amplifies energy, And also, I always say that it creates your own sacred space. And what I mean by that is that each person is going to have different things that they not expect, but can benefit from that space. And if they want to have some other type of religious experience with that, it can be anything that person wants, but it's your own sacred space. And when you're in that, when you sit down in one, you feel protected, you feel safe, and you just feel like all of this noise and everything that the world is confusing you with is just kind of shut out.
You're right.
And it's like just drawing this circle around you, and nothing can get in your way. You just have this direct connection with whatever it is that you're trying to connect with.
Source, your higher self. It does feel like it feels like this cocoon, because think about all the EMFs, all the information that's been encoded in a quantum field from all the society, commercials, music, sounds. It's just so
can't get away from it.
Yeah, and
that's the other reason I like to be outdoors, because if you go far enough away, if you're far enough away.
Well, let's say some people don't have opportunity to go far away. It still creates that safe cocoon, and I feel like it just brings immediate silence. And all of a sudden you can hear your own thoughts, not thoughts by the field and collective blah, 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 noise. It's just you can be finally with you, who you are, and then you can connect on a deeper level and ask those questions, what your soul desires.
So right now I'm making 2 different sizes. I only have one made of the larger size that you can actually sit in a chair under the pyramid. And the first time that I showed that here at Cosmic, that was immediately aware to me, because there were people that wanted to experience the pyramid, but they just looked and they said, I can't get down on the floor. So what we did is just put it up on chairs, and they sat in a chair in the middle. And I'm thinking, no, that's not right. We got to do something better than that. So I made one that for those that can't get all the way down to the floor, they can still have their healing and stuff sitting in a chair and still be under the pyramid. So necessity is the mother of invention, right?
Right, yeah.
So, and I'm always looking for input from everyone to make things better, to improve on things. Right. So
just sharing, people share their experiences, and then You just collect those and figure out how you can
Like I said, I'm
tune
the facilitator. It's like, give me a challenge and I'm gonna
Right,
make it.
yeah. Well, it's cool because you have that mind of the mechanical work and everything, because there are minds that are just energy and frequency, but we're still in a physical body. We still need the physical props. Energetical work is great, but it's kind of like that, the balance. So I'm glad that you're doing it, and I'm glad that everything is felt in the way and guided you to this, and then you don't know where it's going to take you.
No,
this is just like a beginning. Yes, you're building pyramids, but how it's going to work and do the activations. So speaking of the shape, I was reading some information by Matthias De Stefano, and he's very big on, he's doing amazing work for humanity and Earth, and he started like a long time ago. He's a young kid, he's like 37 or 38. So during pandemic, he was in Giza pyramids in Egypt, and he would go there every day, connect to his higher self, get downloads of information, and then put it in a post and have a YouTube video talking about it. And then doing like a meditation and a sound alignment to resound yourself and not rebuild yourself, but like work with the sound, resound your trying to reconnect. Okay. The internet. I'm gonna wait a little bit. Oh, we're back. Yay. And he was talking about the shape of the pyramid and an energetical structure of the pyramids. And so the one physical one is the one what we see, but there is another energetical one that it's upside down and it goes in the ground. And if you look at the whole structure, it creates a Merkaba, which on a flat surface it's Star of David, right? But 3D it's a Merkaba. And also, as far as I know, we have our own Merkaba energy field. And back in days, or now, even now, people can travel into different places using your Merkaba body. Not in your physical body. You travel with your astral body, but using your Merkaba. I feel like the progress will be where we'll be able to use our Merkaba energetical field, but we'll be able to physically travel in it. It's just amplification and frequencies, and I don't know how it's going to work, but basically you, like in a superhero movies, you activate it and you just go.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Right? So I feel like the pyramids that you're building, it could be part of our Merkaba activation actually, too, because it has the shape and everything, and then the energetical one. And I just got another download. We are on the 33rd parallel, Phoenix, Arizona. Egyptian pyramids, Giza is on the 33rd parallel.
Oh, really?
And all the ley lines and everything. So pyramids, there's a bunch of pyramids all over the world. So they're slowly being activated. The ley lines are being activated because that helps in ascension process for the humanity. I have a feeling that by you building the pyramid, somehow it's going to be connected to Giza, and yeah.
It's not good inspiration for me.
It's not a coincidence that we're on the 33rd parallel. It could be anywhere, So
good to know.
Yeah. So we'll see how the story unfolds. All right. And a question of the process, how you build your pyramids. Is it pretty simple, or it's complicated?
Well, for me, in the big scheme of things, it's pretty simple. It's kind of really involved. For instance, the copper, the sheet copper for the tops, that has to be water jet cut into flat pieces. Those flat pieces are then sanded and polished to a certain degree, and then they're bent. And all of the holes where their rivets are connected are prepared. Then those are connected, riveted together, and then all of the finish on it is all by hand. So that's hand rubbed, and then I do put a clear coat over it so that it doesn't tarnish as much. Or it doesn't tarnish. I've tried that now with the larger pyramid structure too, and that seems to work. So for those that do not want to have to clean the copper and stuff like that, that's an option. But for the people that just understand that this is copper and this is the way it works, some people prefer that. No matter what happens, there's just a copper cleaner you just sponge on and wipe off, and it'll take 10 years of 10 years of patina off of it, just like in an instant. So you can always get it back to its original shine.
Right.
But it's a personal thing, you know. If you want it, so you don't have to mess with it, I can help you there. But so that's for the top, and then for the big pyramid, you know, they're copper tubes. You can get them anywhere in Home Depot, Lowe's, or any of the big places. You can also get them, you know, commercial places. Industrial Metal Supply is where I go. They're in Phoenix. Universally, they're all the same size. There's 3 different grades depending on the thickness of the copper. And right now I have M, which is the thinner walled. And that's mostly for 2 reasons. One, the other copper is like 2 or 3 times expensive, and then it adds a lot of weight. So right now, to put the small pyramid in a bag is 8 pounds, which is a gallon of water or a gallon of milk. So it's no heavier than that, which is pretty manageable by most people. Even if you're going to go take a hike or something like that, it's not a big deal. The bigger one is about 30 pounds. So it's not something you want to just, you know, carry around with you.
So it's more stationary.
Yeah, and you know, I'll put up the big pyramid and then have smaller pyramids around it. So if somebody's doing a sound bath or something like that, whoever's leading the sound bath can actually be in the large pyramid with some of the things, and then each of the other people can have their own to experience that.
So if someone wants like a stationary pyramid for their sanctuary for like healing, they can contact you and you can make.
So what I'm trying to do, and I've talked to different people about this, copper's not inexpensive. The whole process is a process, you know, and there's a lot of labor and time and energy in it. So it's not something, you know, that you can go buy for $1.99 off or anything like that. So I feel that I should do whatever I can to get these tools into as many people's hands as I can. And how to do that? Well, if somebody can't, you know, just come up and buy one, I'm trying to offer like 6 months of payment, so that somebody can put a deposit there and just pay for it over time. For the different studios and stuff, I'm setting up kind of a rental thing. So if somebody wants to have a sound bath and have, you know, however many people there, they can have the large pyramid and then 8 around or 12 around or whatever that, just for that one night. So they can just take them in and whatever. Some people have asked about, you know, renting them. So that's something I'm considering too. But the idea is not to, and I've talked about this, not to exclude anyone from being able to experience it.
Right.
And to the point that, you know, if you have a facility like here at the Cosmic, you know, now Lorraine has one that is just for here, so that anybody that wants to come in can utilize it. You know, if somebody feels that is helping them to heal, and I can help provide that, I fulfilled my mission.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's not about, you know, making that extra dollar. It's about helping somebody. And honestly, when I first talked to her, you know, and she was saying, you know, people really, really need this, and you came right at the right time, and you know, and I actually saw, you know, Edward was doing some healing and helping people in this, and I was like, I started to tear up because it was like, maybe this is what I'm supposed to be
Yeah,
doing. This is
yeah.
what this is all led to.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Hmm.
but it certainly felt that way that time.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, it felt. You didn't think about it. It felt. You know, and when it comes through your soul and through the feeling and emotion that you're on the right track.
And it's just the idea that of all the people, when I started, researching, is there a folding pyramid? And there wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden it's like, well, maybe this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And the whole idea that if I don't do it, evidently nobody else is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it needs to be there.
Are you thinking in maybe future to pass your skills and teach other people to build them? Have like
I would certainly entertain the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, you need a machine shop with a lathe and a mill and a horizontal bandsaw and all of these things, 3D printing. One of the processes with the water jet cutting, I have to farm out because the water jet cutter is about $100,000, and I can't do that. Yeah. So in the preparation of it and stuff, after the assembly, it's getting it ready, cleaning it, making sure it's not pristine as it can be. It's handmade. That takes almost more time than making some of the parts.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, there's a lot of hands-on things, and even when I bring them around, nobody sees that I spend 4 hours cleaning them and just being able to get them somewhere.
Yeah.
So it's.
Yeah, because it looks so simple. Oh, set it up, but all the details. That's good that you're sharing it with, because people understand the value of the tool or whatever you call it.
And at the end of the day, I mean, I have CAD files. I can send those CAD files to China or somewhere else and have the parts made and have them assembled and do this, and they show up, and I just hand them a box.
Mm-hmm.
What connection have I made with that person other than handing them a box?
Mm-hmm.
None.
Yeah.
So I feel that it's necessary to not go that route.
Oh, we have a bunch of comments. Someone, I don't know what they're writing. Well, should we read
I can't read that. I can't read that.
So, Sue wrote, copper is a super conduit for moving energy. And Edward said, yeah, Ring, it's awesome to use it because amplify the experience. Thank you, Leo and Christina. I've been experiencing Leo copper pyramids, and I am grateful for the clearing and calmness I receive every time. Kristen said that. Yay! Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching and for your feedback and everything. And I feel like this will be expanding in its own way, and people gonna see the more and more value in them instead of like fast fix on whatever you can order on Amazon or.
And the whole idea too, this is all part of your meditation. It's not a one-time thing.
Yeah.
I mean, this is something that hopefully you'll do daily, and over time, you'll heal. It's not just sit in this and you're done.
Yeah, because people are want the instant gratification, an instant fix, but that's a journey, definitely. And
I would love to have whatever that is.
Right? Yeah, but then think about
that.
If everything would manifest instantly, it would be so boring to live your life. It's like, oh, boom, you're healed. Oh, boom, this. And it's like, okay, well, they're saying the joy is in the journey, because you're expanding your consciousness, you're expanding your understanding, you're learning about other people, you're just tapping into this multidimensional consciousness, and that's the beauty of being a human and living this life instead of just having everything boom, boom, boom.
Right.
Manifesting. So what is your vision in the future with this? Or you're just going with the flow and see how things are unfolding?
I don't know where it's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of it has to do with people's experiences here. I mean, not just here, but in the area, anybody that comes in contact with it. And I'm hoping that it grows organically.
Yeah.
I don't want to I was involved in a business, in the piano industry and stuff, as a piano tech, in a sales position, and I opened a piano store for somebody, and he was insistent on Google and Google ads, and Google was going to save us, and Google was going to produce all this revenue, and he was spending over $3,000 a month on Google ads, and in a month's time, we would get 2 phone calls. And one of them would be asking if we sold sheet music, and the other was for something else, nothing to do with piano sales. And I've done that both ways. In my piano moving equipment, I've never advertised. And I have thousands of people following me, and it's all organic. And I go around to the shows, and I talk to the people, and people order from me. When there's one machine that I make, I actually have delivered them all over the country. I mean, from Maine to California to down to Florida. And I deliver it, I set it up, I show them how it works. I go through some of their piano moves with them in their facility so that they know how to use it. I have a comfort level that they're not going to get hurt. And that's one of the biggest things. I can help somebody, and the worst thing that would happen is if somebody actually got hurt from something that I made. So I don't want to have that. And luckily, the machines I'm making, they're moving pianos that are $350,000, and that's a little stressful. So one thing I will say is, as far as the pyramids go, I'm pretty sure nobody's going to get hurt by one. So it takes a little bit of the pressure off. It's I don't want to say it's more fun, but there's less stress.
Yes, because it's the liability and all that stuff. And then we were talking earlier about the price of the copper. It's going up, and you said it doubled in the last 3 years.
It's doubled in the last 3 years for me.
And it will be going up even more. And I heard from different sources that people are like saying, invest in copper, invest in copper. So if you guys want to do an investment and you don't know where to invest and how, and instead of maybe having little bullions of copper, invest in a copper pyramid. And
it's just the idea that not to be pushing now is the time, but nobody ever looks back and says, "Oh," everybody looks back and says, "I should have done it then." And because of the price of copper going up and stuff like that, it's always going to be there. It's not going to deteriorate. 100 years from now, that copper is still going to be there.
Exactly.
So now is the time.
Exactly. Yeah. Because do you want to talk about the pricing?
So the pricing right now is for the pyramid. It's $750, and that includes the pyramid that you sit under with the top and the bag. I do have what I call the charging station. Not to give a commercial or anything like that, but what I'd like to do is, like, until the end of the year, is to offer that with the charging station for that $750.
So have a pyramid and then charging station included?
Right.
What you're saying?
Right.
Okay. That's a really great deal.
And then we'll see what copper prices do and stuff like that. But so right now it's kind of what I would call the family. Just immediate people that I've come in contact with and stuff like that. And that's when you do finally find the prices and the click now to buy and things like that.
We have a printout.
When you do see that on the website, that is not going to be the price.
Yeah.
So.
And this is I'm gonna put it closer to people, but this is this charging station.
Correct. With
and
the pyramid.
Is that correct?
Yes.
So I'm gonna show
For our
the
Cosmic
viewers.
Connection friends.
This is the charging station, and it has the crystals and the Reiki signs, and the charging station is 320.
And if Lorraine would want to bring one out when we come to the pyramid, we can show them. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, for the talking part, would you like to add anything else? And then we're gonna go to the other room and gonna show our viewers the pyramid.
Yes, I would like to thank everybody here and everybody that's participated and I've come in contact with.
The light is dead.
I have been encouraged to continue this endeavor. So it's not me coming from nowhere, it's the people around me that are saying, yes, keep this going. So you are why I'm doing it.
Wonderful. Do you want to demonstrate this?
We'll get out in the light.
In the light? Yep. Okay. All right, guys. Hold on one second. I need to bring the whole thing, but I'm gonna unplug the light because I have two phones going on. All right, we're gonna show you. Have a little tour. We're gonna show you the pyramid. Oh, I need to flip it. No. Do I need to flip it? No, I don't. So, can we see it? I'm trying to manage two phones. So we have pyramid there. That's the copper pyramid. You can sit inside. And then this is the... Wait, where are you? This is the charging station.
So then you can have all your chakra crystals here.
You see it over there?
It comes in a nice little carrying case. This is a light. The battery is dead on this one from showing it, but then it comes with a control too. And then when you set this here, it kind of projects the Reiki symbols into a dark room. And if you go into the website, which is risepyramids.co, not com, but co, you'll see one of the little videos that I have shows the pyramid top acting as a projector.
I'm trying to get it closer. With two phones.
And then obviously,
and then all the chakra crystals inside.
right.
And activating meaning what you're saying that when you turn this on, it just activates and amplifies the energy.
Anything that's under the pyramid right now.
Yeah.
So some people will take a bottle of their medicine and put it under there. Or a piece of fruit or put it under there.
Oh.
So it's not just for your crystals.
Ah.
Right? It can be for anything.
Interesting. Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and this is the same pyramid top that goes onto the pyramid.
Okay. And do you want to climb in and demonstrate how it...
Well, one thing that somebody told me, and I just want to say, this is not structural. Okay, in other words, you can't come in here and hold on to it while you climb into it.
Yeah. Okay. And then you get into the safe cocoon right now, and everything else around, all the EMFs and all the outside noise, so to speak, bounces off and creates.
That's what I feel.
Yeah, I felt the same thing when I climbed in.
Yeah. And then as far as its portability goes, because some people haven't seen
Oh
this.
yeah, please. Would you mind to demonstrate how to break it down?
I'll break it down and then set it back up.
So you take the top off.
So the top here, if you hold this up, you can just lift it, move it around wherever you want to. When you go to fold this back up, if you pick up here, each one of these is hinged. And if you just pull out a little bit.
It is like putting like when you break down the tent, kind of the same principle.
So that's the first step. Right? Second step is that we make a flower. And just pick these up, out. Fold them in, and I say this is a lotus flower. And
Edward, are you watching?
I think if I'm right, the four petal lotus flower is the ground. Is the grounding, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is your ground. Okay. So from here, all you do is fold the petals up like that, And then I just kind of gather it.
Mm-hmm. You put it in the bag.
Slips back in the bag, and you're done.
Awesome.
So when you set it up, and what I've said is that this is actually part of your meditation, setting it up, okay, because you're establishing your intention and grounding.
So you hold when you set it up, just hold in the middle, right?
Yep. Each one of these pops into place.
So you pop the top first, and then the bottom.
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So once these are up where they need to be, the other parts kind of
okay.
just settle into place.
Wow.
So it really doesn't take long to set it up. And that's what I was saying for the traveling practitioners.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great.
I'm glad that you're demonstrating, because I know when Edward before was setting it up, he was struggling because something were disconnected, and then we're trying to figure out how it works.
The one thing I will say is, if you can see this, the parts that hold these together are machined, and they're very, very close tolerance. So if you watch, if you take your 3 fingers, take here and pull out, it automatically opens.
Right.
If you want to take this out and you pick this up and grab it, it's almost stuck.
Right.
Okay? Don't do that.
So just use the gravity.
Just your fingers and pull out. Don't pick it up and try to pull it.
Yeah.
It bends it and it binds.
Right. Awesome.
All right.
And put the
Any
top
other
on.
questions from people?
Let's see. Do we have any questions? Edward. He said Linda bought one of the pyramids.
Linda bought the first one.
Yeah, good to know. All right. Okay. Well, that is the demonstration, and if anyone has any questions, they can contact you through. Do you have?
If you go to the website, my phone number is right there.
Do you want to share your phone number on live?
Sure, it's 602 820 4342.
4342. At the end. Awesome. Cool. Well,
Okay.
I guess we're complete.
Thank
Thank
you
you so
very
much.
much.
Thank you. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching. We're done. Bye-bye.